They say your early life romance came.
Alright guys, so today we got the GR86 on the dyno and we're going to be doing some fun things. So some people have made some claims about cutting out the, the mesh filter that's inside the airbox. So we got the approval from the customer to go through and cut that mesh filter out and do some before and after results to see if there's actually any gains to be had with that. Then we're going to go through, we're going to drop the exhaust midway under the car, run a little bit of straight pipe underneath just with the cats on it, no exhaust, and we're going to see what kind of performance gains we get from that. Outside of that, might try the different modes because I think we got sport and comfort. Tell me here, owner, what are the modes?
It's just standard and track.
Alright, so we're going to try standard mode and we're going to try track mode and see if there's actually any gains to be had there. And I guess if we had a half-filled nitrous bottle floating around here, we might blast the air filter with some nitrous. I don't know. We just got to see how crazy we're going to go with it today. So let's get on to getting the car ran on the dyno. All right, so we're just going to get a jog and try, I guess, non-track mode first. And that works. Let's see how this works.
205 to the wheel stop.
We'll see. Now let's check. Not bad.
198.
That was track off, non-track mode.
About 7 horsepower less than what we were claiming they were getting.
We're going to do track mode and we're going to do fourth gear.
Fourth gear and track.
nothing. Cool. Okay, who wants to see top speed?
I do. I want to see top speed.
What is top speed? Do we know yet?
No.
All right.
We do not know top speed yet.
I'm just gonna run 6 clear out until it hits the limiter. Should we just pop the airbox off and run open airbox, no filter?
Yep.
And then cut the mesh thing out?
Yeah.
All right.
Test 1. Open airbox. Still has some mesh filter and everything.
All right. I bet this will make a neat intake noise.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, all the induction noise.
So, and then they just fucking cut them out?
Yeah, you just cut it out. Everybody says they're getting 5 to 10 horsepower.
I think we're gonna take a little bit of time and maybe grind it out. Or is it just being savages and cutting it?
I like it.
All right. Open airbox.
Open airbox test.
God, that intake is loud.
I'm so excited to put the intake on this now.
Oh wow!
202.
And all top end gain. Oh, look at this right here. Look at the look how flat the torque curve is.
Yeah.
Opening the intake.
I'm gonna try another 4th gear and see if adaptives will adjust.
Yeah.
Holy
It
shit!
looks like it's probably adapting now.
catcher and see if they pick up whatever they're claiming online, the 5 horsepower?
Yeah, roughly 5.
Has anyone actually put it on a dyno?
There's one guy I've seen do a dyno run and it picked up like 4 horsepower.
Oh, really?
So, and that was closed box with filter in it.
Oh, we'll get to see what it does open box.
Alright, I need to make room on my butt.
Alright, so we're going to just show you kind of a step-by-step process to go through and cut up your brand new, whatever, $1,000 car. So initially what we got to do is we got to pop this connector off the MAF. So it's just a push, release, and back here you have a couple release tabs on this. I'll show you guys how to release that.
It's so hard to get good for the people.
So you take a quick peek there. It's just a pinch on both sides to release that from the intake. So now we're just going to go through, take a 10mm, loosen the clamp, what appears to already be loose, and we're going to pop out Mr. Intake so we can cut out the rock catcher. All right, let's head over to the bench. Okay, so from what I can tell, people just like take an X-Acto knife or something. We're gonna take a little grinding wheel and see if we can actually grind off these pads. And don't use eye protection or anything. Seriously, use eye protection. At least they appear to be coming off fairly easy. Go figure. Like literally every video we have the air compressor kick on. Now, you're going to want to make sure you go through and clean this up a little bit. You don't want, when you already got a silicone issue, you don't need a debris issue. So, given this is the first time we've cut one of these apart, I wasn't expecting to see all this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go grab a razor blade. I'm going to razor blade all this stuff off of the edge, just to make sure we don't end up sucking a little bit of this into the intake. You know, Lord knows, like I said, we don't need to create any more problems than we already have with your GR86. Alright, so we got a little gasket scraper slash wood chisel here, and it seems to be working rather well. Again, I want to make sure you get as much stuff off as humanly possible, so we do not want any of this crap running through the engine. To come off pretty easily. And while you're doing this, if you're not going to wear any eye protection and you're going to use something sharp, make sure you don't put your hand up here, because a little slip here can, well, I mean stitches later. So make sure you hold the box down underneath. Don't want anyone hurting themselves because they decided to follow one of my videos. I mean, you are chopping up your new car, and this is just kind of weird. I Really don't understand the idea behind the rock catcher, other than it's supposed to catch rocks.
What it's supposed to catch is the people that decide to never change their air filter and put 180,000 miles on the car.
Right.
Well, there's also the theory that it's supposed to help keep water out of the engine, but you got a fucking air filter.
No, this is actually working really well. I can put proper pressure on it. I can angle it a little bit when I'm digging on this. That really did turn out okay.
Make sure you don't blow it up or anything, you just stick it back on the car.
Yeah. Don't take any time. Okay, so if you guys don't have access to air, get in there and take a towel and like swat at it or something. Make sure you get all that out. Make sure you go over it, because like right here, a little something and I'm not happy with. Just to give it that little bit of extra, give yourself a Scotch-Brite pad. Oh, probably another word of advice while you're doing this. Don't bang the connector around too much.
Careful, John, you're scratching my intake box.
Yeah, I know.
Not like it's getting replaced in a very short amount of time.
Yeah, well, the cool thing being is that, if you guys, again, somebody just pointed out, don't scratch your air intake box, because it is something visual inside the engine bay. But we weren't too worried about scratching it, because like the person behind me said, we are going to be replacing it here soon enough. I think AFE is making an intake for this. Yeah, so I think they're all sold out or they're on pre-buy.
Yeah, pre-order. Bill went for it, so he's got titanium jig.
Fair enough.
Your idea of how you wanted to do the intake. Figure what the hell, let Rob build his titanium one using the car, and then we can build one that's actually going to get big power gains. That we can compare it to a full.
Alright. Well, I think we're good to go. Let's go test this bad boy out. I don't know how much louder it's going to be.
Not as good as open air.
Right? So, just like we did last time, it's just kind of a reverse step. And go through, put the intake back on. Okay, there is a little tab right here by the MAF, that lines up with a notch right here in the factory rubber piece. Make sure you get that lined up. Tighten down the clamp. Now let's remember, this is plastic. That's about all you're gonna want. You tighten that down too much, you're just gonna crush that plastic tube in there. We're gonna snap this back into its locator, plug this back in. Make sure you do this with the key off too, because if you disconnect this with the key on, you're gonna have a check engine light, and that's no fun. All right, what are we saying, 5 horsepower?
5.
5 horsepower, all right. So we're gonna be at 207.28 when we're done.
I'm giving it 6.9 horsepower.
6.9? Nice.
Nice.
Okay, so what do we got? We're 203, 163. I'm gonna give it 209 and 167.
I'm gonna say 205 because that's what everybody's claiming, and 165, 166.
All right.
Granted, the claims have been 205 bone stock, airbox, the rock catcher, everything.
Let's do this, 4th year.
At 167. Wow. It's almost like you've been doing this for a while, man.
And that's why John's the best tuner you can buy.
I can't believe how much that, holy shit. It's like 10 horsepower, 11 horsepower at peak.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do another pull and see if it stays there. I can't believe it picked up that much.
Yeah, send it again, make sure it holds it. That is nuts.
It's sustained it for a little bit, so I'm curious if it's going to take a couple runs for it to fully utilize. Let's shut it down, let it reset, and then we'll go after it again.
Sounds good.
Pick up like, I don't know, 10, 11 horsepower when we cut the rock catcher out, and we want to make sure that the gains are still going to represent what we saw the first pull, because we lost a little bit of power on the second pull. So now we let the car cool down. We're going to come back at it. We're going to do another pull. We're going to see what our horsepower levels peak out at after some adapters adjust. Next thing after this, we're going to call underneath the car, knock the exhaust off. We're going to see how much power we pick up with the exhaust off.
I'm so shady, I'm real shady.
I think with every key off, you might see a continual adapt over time, but these are even better numbers than before. We broke 170 foot-pounds of torque, and we're at 212 horsepower. Let's try fifth gear. So I'm not going to crawl and get there, burn my hands in and exhaust off. I think we may be able to hit 215, maybe 220.
220.
220? All right, 220 it is.
All right, so now we've brought essentially the cap back. It's hanging down. It's just a straight, I guess, front half or dual cap with resonator combo that we just got dumping underneath the car. And we're gonna see how much power we can figure with that.
Doesn't sound that bad.
No. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I gotta get rid of that fifth gear pull and get rid of that. And so now I gotta go pull up my other fourth gear. Kind of give, but hey, it is what it is. No, not that one. Fourth gear stop. There we go. Stop. Oh, pulling the exhaust off pissed the car off.
Yeah, I can hear that.
Let's do another pull, see if it stays the same.
They might just have to adapt to that one.
Yeah, may have to adapt a bunch of poles in order to get it in, but we're not making any more power versus where we were at with just the airbox on. So there might be a pretty hard limiter set inside of the ECU. It caps this thing at 210 horse. 212, sorry. So we may be looking at a fixed horsepower torque limiter. It doesn't matter how many mods you throw on the car, it's just going to cap it out. So something to look forward to if you're doing a bunch of mods on your car. May end up needing to tune sooner than later, but we're going to let it cool down, try it again with the exhaust and see what happens. Up 11, 12 horsepower, top side. So it's probably going to take some time to adapt and learn everything out. That's interesting. Yeah, it's super grumpy. It's hunting and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try a 5th gear pull.
Definitely seems like it's adapting.
It is. Yeah, so it's adjusted all up top up here now. But it is grumpy as all get out. Woo! Yeah, so there's an airflow limiter. Free up this much airflow on it, it does. Yeah. Alright, so let her cool down, put the exhaust back in, put the filter back in the box, button everything up, do one last final pull.
So we're at 212.
Well, let's figure it out. So fourth gear stock was about here. I think 198 was our best 4th gear stock. Track mode, we lost a little bit of power, so won't use that one. And then we had our 4th gear open air box mesh cut pull 3, I think ended up being the 212. Now most of the exhaust drop stuff was kind of horrible. Open air box, there was 5th gear open air box, but yeah, most of the exhaust drop stuff was fairly disappointing. Yeah. So we did have it recover a tiny bit. Green line's the recovery for the exhaust drop. So I mean, I guess it's really not that bad, but that's what's not so important here. So what is important is we have the car all the way back to stock, and we're gonna go through. The only thing that's missing now is the rock catcher mesh material out of the air box. Got the exhaust back on, got the factory air filter put back inside the air box. We've let it cool down. Let's see. So we know that our 4th gear stock at 198 was pretty much our best stock pole. Let's see if there's 5 horsepower in that little mesh rock cut thing we did. I don't know what the hell to call that. A rock catcher?
Fiberglass insert.
It's your air filter.
Yeah, the double filter. Here. Let me move that TV screen back over for you, John.
That works.
Good.
Yeah, so I'm gonna kill the whole open box. There you are. So I guess that's what you're gonna be looking at if you decide to cut the mesh crap out.
Gain about 9 horsepower and 4 foot-pounds of torque for cutting out that little mesh filter.
Well, you're looking at peak. Why don't you look like here? So there's 16 horsepower.
Okay. 16 horsepower is pretty good for a 20-minute mod.
Right?
It's free.
But we should probably do another poll just to confirm.
Yeah, give a second pull, just make sure it holds it.
Make sure we're being thorough.
YouTube Inception. Definitely getting some more intake noise with that pull down. It's not as good as the open box. John needs to grease the dyno.
It kept it.
Oh yeah.
Needs to grease it bad.
Alright, I'm actually kind of impressed with that.
It's holding. That's solid.
I guess cut the mesh out of your airbox. Hey, this is torque pipe for the Hyundai 1.6 turbo all over again. Me thinking that something isn't going to do anything, does something. Holy shit!
That's insane.
Yeah.
And it's all the way across the curve. Like the gates are like wherever that weird dip, I have to assume what a cam profile changes. Yeah, you do it is. Where that cam profile changes, I think that's probably where you're picking up most of your gains. Oh shit! I never saw this. Look at this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, look at the bottom end. It picks up fucking
43 to 59. That's a decent amount of torque. Holy shit!
And it helps to flatten out the torque curve that it has,
Yeah.
which is pretty good. That was the big issue with the first gens.
Click on right here. I want to see where it's at, right at your mid-range, essentially.
Torque-wise,
Yeah.
so you're looking red at 153 and 165 green. So
Alright.
153 foot-pounds of torque versus 165. You're looking 12.
Yeah, that's noticeable.
Yeah, 12 foot-pounds of torque. I think this up top, where you're looking, 15 horsepower gains. That's gonna be obviously felt.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, you want to, okay, so I've been doing most of these pulls, been pretty close.
Posture. Yeah, get that back straight.
Watch the cheeks.
All right.
Pop your pelvis out.
All right.
That pussy. Come on, God.
Shush. So, all right, guys. So, you know what we're going to hear about this? We're going to hear about a lot of engineering, a lot of people who think they know whatever. I don't know. You know, they know the pull strength on, you know, baby's diapers or something. I really don't care what people think. This is the proof. We're on the dyno. We're getting the results done. We made, I have to assume, more than 20 pulls today. When you pull this glass mat filter thing out of your air box, the gains are there. I'm surprised. I'm, you know, little, actually really surprised, and it's a little overwhelming to see the results, because we're seeing somewhere in the neighborhood of about, you know, 15 horsepower on the top side of the curve. Go through, look at the dyno charts that we got posted in the video. And this is after we did all the testing, brought the car back to stock. Car's hot. We got hot exhaust on it. We got hot air box. Then, you know, it's sitting here, you know, tinking and clinking behind me after all the pulls we did. And pull for pull, back to back, we were able to show consistent gains by just cutting the glass mat out of your factory air box. So those people that are going to tell you the engineers put it in there for a reason, yeah, they put it in there because some engineer thought it would be a great idea. You know, and I've seen a lot of bad ideas in my time. You know, I'm no engineer to, you know, judge what reason they have behind it. I can tell you though that, you know, it makes a difference to remove it. So, okay, so this is what we're talking about. So when I was talking about the engineers putting interesting stuff inside the air box, this is this mat that we cut out, as you saw in the video. Just holding it up and looking at it in the light and stuff, I don't know, it looks like a fresh air filter with charcoal elements in it. Maybe the engineer wanted to make sure the air got no smell-free air. I have no idea what the hell they thought. So here's the point. Cut it out, have fun with your car. You're an enthusiast. If they decide to void your warranty, well, you got a whole bunch of other problems, like, I don't know, 2 pounds of silicone in the oil pan you should probably worry about versus cutting the filter out of your air box. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and